The race against the clock before healthcare costs skyrocket for millions of Americans. Time for the Streamline. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. This morning, President Trump says he's got a plan to fix healthcare. Subsidies and tax credits for the Affordable Care Act expire at the end of the month, and that means premiums could quadruple for as many as 20 million Americans. So 2 proposals to address the issue, one from Republicans, one from Democrats. Both failed in Congress on Thursday. The president says his idea, which he didn't give any specifics about, would be, quote, much better.
I really believe we can work on health care together and come up with something that's going to be much better, much less expensive for the people.
A lot of Republicans are anxious to get something done as Democrats plan to make health care costs a key item of midterm elections this next year, which could threaten Republicans' majority in Congress.
Today, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is checking back in with ICE officials after a judge ordered his release from detention. He's been entangled in Trump's immigration crackdown, first deported to that notorious El Salvadorian prison and then ordered back to the U.S. The judge says Abrego Garcia was wrongfully detained again.
The White House, the administration opposed this activism from a judge who is really acting as a judicial activist, which we've unfortunately seen in many cases across the country.
Abrego Garcia is currently facing human smuggling charges. He's pleaded not guilty. As the court battles over his deportation, he is asking an immigration court to reopen his case so that he can seek asylum in the U.S.
This morning, rivers are raging out of their banks across Washington state, some cresting as high as 34 feet tall and turning, as you can see, into dangerous rapids. Rescuers are racing to get people out of their homes. Some helicopter crews were lifting people off of their roofs or finding other people clinging to trees or trapped in their cars. State officials say if levees fail, the property damage could be immense. A foot of rain has already fallen across parts of Washington state, and more storms are in the forecast for next week.
Very scary explosion there caught on camera in Northern California. A gas line ruptured, obliterating that home and damaging several others. This is in Hayward. Fire officials say the blast happened just hours after a construction crew damaged the line. At least 6 people were injured and taken to hospitals. Fire officials say all of the residents have been accounted for and no one is missing. Prosecutors announced a bust of a multi-state theft ring that targeted Home Depot stores. The people arrested are accused of stealing millions of dollars worth of tools and equipment from more than 100 different stores across 9 states from Maryland to Massachusetts. Investigators say the New York-based crew, a team of 13 people, stole more than $2 million in merchandise from 128 stores. That includes power tools, air conditioners, and household goods. Surveillance video shows how the group pulled off this scheme, dumping goods into a garbage bin and then wheeling them out of the store. The stolen items were then sold at a storefront or on Facebook Marketplace. The suspects each face up to 25 years in prison if convicted.
Energy costs are on the rise as winter temperatures set in. A new report from Climate Power finds the price of electricity has increased 13% across the country this year. Natural gas prices in Massachusetts have gone up more than $700 per household. That's worse in the country. An electric company in Missouri is second, up more than $560. Then New York City at $550. A Lake Tahoe energy company in California is fourth on the list, $450 more this year. The report says a loss of green energy under President Trump's policies is to blame. It also warns that the cost of natural gas is expected to spike because companies are selling some of their supplies overseas where they fetch higher prices.
When you're signing up for a service, it's usually pretty simple. But consumers say canceling that service isn't always the case.
They always have really good incentive ads to get on their programs, but to get off, it's generally you got to jump through a few more hoops.
That's the struggle Troy Payne has come across whenever he tries to cancel a subscription. And there are many others like him who are in the same boat as people look to cut costs by cutting the cord on services they don't need. According to a survey from CNET or the Computer Network, consumers will pay an average of $90 per month or $1,080 a year on subscriptions. The survey says subscribers are averaging $17 a month for services they don't use, costing over $200 a year. Tony Caldwell, a partner at Stahl and Wilmer Law Firm, says a lot has been done on the federal and state level to protect consumers from automatic renewals. Many states have created their own safeguard to protect consumers. In California, it's called the California Automatic Renewal Law. It was amended earlier this year.
California businesses must provide California consumers with a cancellation method that's either the same or substantially similar when that consumer originally signed up.
Under this law, if a consumer signs up for a plan or service that automatically renews, the business must give the consumer notice of the automatic renewal at least 15 days before it's set to renew. The annual reminder must also list the product or service, the amount of charges, the frequency, and how a consumer can cancel. If they don't, Caldwell says businesses can face a penalty.
Specific to folks in California, there are statutory fines of up to $2,500 per violation of the California automatic renewal law. And so again, there's a number of consumers who have joined in class actions.
Tony says as we get ready to start the new year, this would be a good time to double check any subscription contracts, making sure you know when these deals expire. Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Now, the World Cup is 6 months away, and Americans are getting to see some of soccer's best teams from its best countries right here on our home soil. But tickets are nearly impossible to get, and prices may be too high anyway. At the start of ticket sales, FIFA announced $60 tickets, but critics say those tickets now are nearly non-existent, and some tickets are being offered at fixed prices. But FIFA is also using dynamic pricing, which adjusts its prices based on demand.
These ticket prices, I just feel like it's so ridiculous. It's too hard.
I was seeing 4 digits anywhere between the neighborhood of like 15 to 2,500.
I was looking at tickets yesterday. They opened the new ticket lottery, and the cheapest seats in the LA area were going for $180. Some tickets, some games, especially with Team USA, the cheapest seats there were over $1,000. And experts warn prices are likely going to increase even more as the tournament gets closer.
Now, you know what? At least this is free here. A dazzling show just in time for the holidays. What will probably be the best meteor shower of the year peaks Saturday night. The Geminids are well known for their bright and frequent fireballs. In fact, you could see them. You can see up to 120 of them each hour. Best time to view the show between midnight and dawn. You might catch some as early as 9 p.m. The best way to view the meteors to find somewhere away from city lights. Give your eyes about 30 minutes to adjust. Pretty cool if you get the chance to see that. And that's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.